Welcome to Manchester Vibes, your one-stop channel for everything happening in the heart of Manchester. From the latest updates on the Red Devils and update news, Ruben Amorim advised to re-sign same ex-Man Utd star that Erik ten Hag wanted before sack. Former Manchester United star Lee Sharp has explained that Ruben Amorim should work tirelessly to sign a former Red Devils star who Erik ten Hag was headhunting before his sacking at Old Trafford. Lee Sharp says that Ruben Amorim should welcome Danny Welbeck back to Old Trafford with open arms. The 34-year-old emerged from the youth ranks of Manchester United in 2008, going on to score 29 goals in 142 appearances either side of successful loan spells to Preston North End and Sunderland. However, the Englishman, who has been capped 42 times for his country, was sold to Arsenal in 2014 for a reported £16 million in hope of more game time under Arsene Wenger. Welbeck found the back of the net 32 times in 126 appearances for the Gunners before making the move to Watford in 2019. The striker only spent a solemn year at Vicarage Road before Brighton and Hove Albion snapped him up on a free transfer in 2020, a team which Welbeck has impressed with sincerely. Under Graham Potter, Roberto De Zerbi and Fabian Hürzeler, Welbeck has scored 32 goals in 139 appearances, proving that he still got it in the locker despite being in his footballing twilight years, with 6 of his goals having come this season. And now, United legend Sharp has urged new United boss Amorim that he should work to secure Welbeck's services in the January transfer window to provide support for Rasmus Højlund. Speaking to Racing Tipster, Sharp said, Manchester United could look at someone like Danny Welbeck in January. I know he's been at the club before, but he's doing brilliant things at Brighton this season and looks a really assured and mature player at the moment. He's working his socks off, creating and scoring goals, and he looks like he's in his prime down there at the Amex Stadium. That's the type of striker I'm thinking of that is bright enough and strong enough to have a really good effect in the Premier League. I think Rasmus Højlund will come good eventually, but he's still a bit raw and still needs a little but more composure, so the club probably need a bit of extra backup. While 21-year-old Højlund has impressed in a United shirt since arriving from Atlanta in the summer of 2023, the youngster looks far from the finished product the Red Devils are in desperate need of. The side are lacking a complete goal-scoring threat as they languish in 12th, with 4 wins, draws and losses apiece from their opening 12 league games. While Erik ten Hag brought in Joshua Zirkzee from Bologna in a £36.5 million deal over the summer, it is reported that the former United boss was also looking to add a second-season striker to his squad to give a bit of depth. The Athletic report that he thought Welbeck fit the bill perfectly, and included him in his recruitment talks. However, an INOS-backed United failed to put a solid offer on the table, and Welbeck is tied down to the Amex Stadium now until at least 2026. Ten Hag was subsequently shown the door at Old Trafford, as a 2-1 loss to West Ham last month was the straw that broke the camel's back on a disappointing 2-year stint with United. Former Sporting CP head coach Amorim has work to be done should he wish to turn the tide in the northwest, especially given that his side were held to a 1-1 draw from Ipswich Town in his managerial debut on Sunday. United face FK Bodo/Glimt in the Europa League on Thursday evening, before then hosting Everton in the Premier League come Sunday. Manchester United predicted lineup versus Bodo/Glimt as Lisandro Martinez and Rasmus Højlund start. Man United will be hoping to secure their first win of the Ruben Amorim era when they host Bodo/Glimt in the Europa League on Thursday night. Manchester United will be going in search of their first win under head coach Ruben Amorim when they face Bodo/Glimt in the Europa League on Thursday evening. United, who have never previously faced the Norwegian club, opened the Amorim era with a 1-1 draw against Ipswich Town at Portman Road on Sunday. Omari Hutchinson's deflected effort for the hosts cancelled out Marcus Rashford's early opener. Amorim will now be looking to win his first home game at the helm and help United kickstart their Europa League campaign. They have won just one of their opening 4 games in the competition this term. Amorim is poised to welcome defender Lisandro Martinez back into his thinking for the visit of Bodo/Glimt. He featured in Wednesday morning's open training session at Carrington. Amorim has hinted he will have to rotate his squad in the coming weeks to manage a hectic fixture schedule. United, including the visit of Bodo/Glimt, have 10 games left to play before the end of the year. Andre Onana is poised to start in goal and continue his run of starts in the Europa League this season. The goalkeeper was outstanding in Sunday's 1-1 draw at Ipswich and will be determined to secure just his second European clean sheet of the season. As far as the defence is concerned, Euro's absence from training on Wednesday, although that was planned as he was on a designated recovery day, suggests he will not be in line to make his United bow against the Norwegian side from the start. Noussair Mazraoui could once again slot in at right-sided centre-back. Matthijs de Ligt also started the draw at Ipswich and is likely to retain his place. Martinez could start on the left of the back three for the first time under Amorim after missing out at the weekend. Amorim was impressed by Ahmad's contributions from the right wing-back berth at Portman Road, meaning he could retain his place. Diogo Dalot could once again line up in the opposite wing-back position. United are the healthiest they have been in central midfield for some time, but Casemiro could retain his place after earning plenty of time on the training ground since Amorim's arrival. However, Kobbie Mainoo could make his return from injury from the start after being an unused substitute at the weekend. Up front, Rasmus Højlund could be recalled to spearhead the attack, supported by Bruno Fernandes and Rashford either side of him. Rashford started in the centre of the front three at Ipswich and scored inside the opening 90 seconds. However, Højlund is a natural number 9 and will have ambitions of becoming Amorim's first-choice striker. United predicted 11 versus Bodo/Glimt, Onana, Mazraoui, de Ligt, Martinez, Ahmad, Casemiro, Mainoo, Dalot, Fernandes, Højlund, Rashford. Predicted Man United lineup versus Bodo/Glimt, Malaysia starts in 7 changes. Manchester United take on Bodo/Glimt in today's Europa League clash at Old Trafford. The Red Devils have had a mixed European campaign with 6 points from 4 games and they are currently 3 points adrift of the automatic round of 16 places. Manager Ruben Amorim has hinted at plenty of rotation for the encounter, but the Portuguese will still expect a strong performance from the players he picks to start. Andre Onana has been United's first-choice goalkeeper for the Premier League and Europa League games. The Cameroonian has been in splendid form and made crucial saves to secure a point against Ipswich Town. He should keep his place ahead of Altay Bayındır. However, there could be plenty of rotation elsewhere. In the back three, Lisandro Martinez could be reinstated after his return from injury. He could be partnered by Matthijs de Ligt and Luke Shaw. Shaw has trained on the left side of central defence under Amorim and could start there. Manchester United take on Bodo/Glimt in today's Europa League clash at Old Trafford. The Red Devils have had a mixed European campaign with 6 points from 4 games and they are currently 3 points adrift of the automatic round of 16 places. Manager Ruben Amorim has hinted at plenty of rotation for the encounter, but the Portuguese will still expect a strong performance from the players he picks to start. Formation, 3-4-2-1. Predicted lineup. Andre Onana has been United's first-choice goalkeeper for the Premier League and Europa League games. The Cameroonian has been in splendid form and made crucial saves to secure a point against Ipswich Town. He should keep his place ahead of Altay Bayındır. However, there could be plenty of rotation elsewhere. In the back three, Lisandro Martinez could be reinstated after his return from injury. He could be partnered by Matthijs de Ligt and Luke Shaw. Shaw has trained on the left side of central defence under Amorim and could start there. Celtic logo Celtic FC. Loading official content. Keep watching. Noussair Mazraoui was superb as a central defender last weekend with 115 passes to his name. The Moroccan star could start at right wing-back tonight. Tyrell Malaysia, who has returned to full fitness after knee surgery, could get the nod as the left wing-back. The Dutchman has become a forgotten star, having not played a senior game for United since May last year. Christian Eriksen and Casemiro were poor in the heart of the midfield against Ipswich, and the duo were easily outsmarted by opposition midfielders. There could be a double change with Kobbie Mainoo and Manuel Ugarte starting in the centre of the park. Bruno Fernandes should feature as one of the inverted forwards. Mason Mount found plenty of success in the role for Chelsea and could accompany the captain. Rasmus Højlund could get the chance to lead the line and prove his credentials with a strong showing. Ruben Amorim and Erik ten Hag are saying similar things about Man United player who should be unsellable. Marcus Rashford is the player in the Manchester United squad with the most goal-scoring ability, but he is being challenged by managers to show how much he wants it. For a statistic that tells the story of Manchester United's goal-scoring problems, consider this: not a single player in this squad scores at a rate of 1 in 3 games or better for the club. Or this one: Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford have scored 62% of the 353 goals for United in the current squad. And the 6th highest scorer for United still on their books currently plays for Chelsea. There is no way of sugarcoating it. This team doesn't score anywhere close to enough goals, and as much as Ruben Amorim talks of unlocking improvement in the current players rather than turning to the transfer market to solve those issues, it feels inevitable that the checkbook will have to come to the rescue sooner rather than later. Who is there to take on the goal-scoring burden? At least one player in this squad should score 0.5 goals a game, or 1 every 2 appearances. Currently, only 3 players average more than 0.3 goals a game, and none are above the 0.333 ratio that would signal 1 in 3. Alejandro Garnacho and Rasmus Højlund have the biggest ceilings for that improvement, but both remain raw in the final third. Garnacho has 22 goals in 105 games for the club, and Højlund has 18 in 56. Both of those records should improve under Amorim. Fernandes is pretty blameless, given his role as an attacking midfielder. Not only does he have 83 goals in 251 games, as well as 73 assists, but his scoring ratio is the best in this squad. He is the most creative player in the squad and the most likely to put those chances away. Then there is Rashford. With 136 goals, he is the top scoring player for United in the squad. Having scored 30 times in 2022-23, he is also the forward with the best CV. On 3 occasions he has scored 20 or more in a season, but sandwiched between those he had campaigns when he scored 5 in 32 games and 8 in 43. His inconsistency is a significant problem. But it also feels telling that successive managers are now putting the onus on Rashford to hit those levels on a more regular basis. The academy graduate riled Erik ten Hag with a couple of unauthorized nights out, and even back in September, the Dutchman was talking about Rashford's lifestyle. When Rashford hinted at a return to his best form earlier this season, Ten Hag was asked whether the 27-year-old had learnt from his misdemeanors last term. "I think he always knew, and every player knows, because when your lifestyle is not right you can't perform," he said. "You don't get the right levels and you don't have a good and disciplined life away from Carrington." Ten Hag also added, "At the end of the day, he has to do it by himself. He has to set his life right, his training attitude right, his match attitude right. When he sets his professionalism, he will perform because he is a class player." Fast forward 2 months, with a different man in charge, and Amorim is sending a similar message. Rashford scored the opening goal of the Amorim era at Ipswich Town, but the head coach is now skeptical as to whether he can lead the line, certainly against more physical defenses. "I will try to help him," Amorim said. "That position is not the best one for him, especially in a game like that. We have to kick with high pressure, we have to kick the ball so many times, and it was like fighting with 2 giants. We'll try to find the right solution for him, as for the other players. But he has to be Marcus, first of all, to try to return to that moment, and then he will have all the help of the staff, the club and the fans because he's a Manchester United boy. But he has to be the first one to want it. He has to do it by himself, and he has to be the first one to want it," are remarkably similar sentences, issued about the same player by different managers. Rashford is the player who can flick a switch and suddenly help to solve United's goal-scoring issues. But as successive managers have now pointed out, he is the one who has to lead that change.